Now in GMA, and plenty of excitement as two Americans are competing in the U.S. Open Finals. And joining us now is Rennae Stubbs, winner of 6 Grand Slam titles in doubles and mixed doubles, and now an analyst for ESPN. Rennae, we always love having you on. Good morning. It's great to have you.
Good morning.
So obviously last night, that huge matchup. I had to go to bed eventually because it kept going.
You're weak.
I know. I had to get up early. But Tiafoe losing to Taylor Fritz, it went deep into the night. Fritz now the first American man to play in the U.S. Open Finals since 2006.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. So what do we expect from the finals here?
It's crazy. Hopefully an American will finally get a win.
Yes.
Because Andy Roddick is so sick and tired of hearing about an American not winning a Grand Slam. It's been 21 years. But last night's match with Taylor and with Tiafoe was really fantastic. Unfortunately for Francis, he just ran out of gas in the 5th set, and Taylor Fritz was just a little bit more energetic, obviously has a bigger serve as well, and that really helped him, I think, get through that 5th set a little bit easier. But it was fantastic to see two young American guys who have grown up together going at it for 5 sets yesterday. They gave the crowd exactly what they wanted, and it was fabulous to see in the end that Taylor got the win.
And you could tell just how much respect and admiration they have for each other, too, after the match. That said, nobody wants to lose.
No.
That's for sure. So Fritz it is. Let's move to the women's side. Big matchup today. Pegula, the American, taking on Sabalenka.
Yep.
What do we expect there?
Well, Sabalenka has the edge 5-2 in their matchups, but over the last 2 times that they've played, it's gone 1-1. So I always look to things like that. And these are the 2 best players going into the U.S. Open. And Jess Pegula won Canada, lost in the finals to Sabalenka, so she's hoping to flip the switch tonight in this particular match and beat Sabalenka. She's going to need the crowd support. Sabalenka is obviously the best player in the world on hard court. She won the Australian Open that started the year on hard court, and of course goes in as heavy favourite for this particular match tonight. And
Sabalenka, this is kind of revenge for her after losing last year to Coco Gauff, and she's coming back. She knows what the crowd has to offer in the finals matchup, so she's preparing for that. Let's talk more about the Americans here, because we had so many Americans in the semifinals and then also making it to the finals of the U.S. Open. What does that say to you about the future of U.S. tennis?
It's great. Listen, the women have been fantastic for so long, led by, of course, Venus and Serena Williams, Sloane Stephens, who won the US Open not that long ago, Madison Keys, who made the final. So the American women have been fantastic for a long time. So it's about time the guys caught up. And it's been great. The guys have been sort of knocking on the door a little bit. We know Francis made the semi-finals of the US Open a couple of years ago. And, of course, Tommy Paul's made a semi-final recently as well. Taylor's done quite well. But the breakthrough is enormous to get to a final. The difference in being in a final of a Grand Slam is very, very different. It shows kids out there that they can be on the biggest of stages. And so for me, Taylor has been really knocking on the door of all the guys to do well, winning Indian Wells a couple of years ago, a Masters 1000, beating Rafa in the final, and now seeing him take the biggest of step-ups in a major final is fantastic. So I think it just lets kids know in the United States that if they dream big enough, they can get there as well.
Love that. And it seems like Fritz and others have matured a little bit later in their career, so it's great to see them having this success. Rennae, as always, we appreciate it. Thank you. And you can watch the U.S. Open Women's Final today, remember, at 4 p.m. on ESPN.